Dexter is a smart, charismatic, and friendly blood spatter analyst at Miami Metro, but he is also a serial killer, a vigilante serial killer who kills people that he deems deserve it, people who escape the justice system. Kinda like Batman, but he believes that the only justice for a criminal is death. Dexter is a killer not because he chooses to, but because he needs to. He has an urge, or as he likes to call it, a dark passenger that drives him to want to kill people. But thanks to his foster father, Harry Morgan, he came up with a code. Rules to help him kill people who deserve it, aka murderers. After seeing this comment on my last video, I had a question. Would someone like Dexter actually exist? And if you stick till the end, I will reveal how much it would even cost you if you decided you wanted to be like the infamous Bay Harbor Butcher. So without further ado, hit that like button and let's get started. Spoiler alert. A person like Dexter is actually impossible, and he can't exist. It's simply just fiction from TV series and books, and I'll tell you why. To understand it better, we have to divide this big question into 6 or 7 different questions. And let's assume that the person who is living the exact copy of Dexter's life is trying to become like him. So a psychopathic blood spatter analyst living a double life as a vigilante serial killer. Question number 1, who is Dexter Morgan? In the Showtime series Dexter Morgan is a blood spatter analyst for Miami Metro Police Department. He analyzes crime scenes, he studies blood patterns, he understands how murders unfold, and then he commits his own. Played by Michael C. Hall, Dexter is calm, controlled, and methodical. But what makes him different from other fictional serial killers like Hannibal Lecter and Patrick Bateman is the code. A strict moral system taught to him by his adoptive father, Harry. Only kill those who have killed. Only when you have proof. Never get caught. It's all supposed to protect him and mainly make it harder for him to get caught by the police. And that's exactly why the question is so interesting, because it doesn't feel impossible. Question number 2. Could someone hide a double life like that? Short answer, yes. Some real-life serial killers maintained shockingly normal public lives. People like Dennis Rader, known as the BTK Killer. He was a compliance officer, a church president, and a father. Or Ted Bundy, charismatic, educated, even volunteering at a crisis hotline. Or Gary Ridgway, who worked steadily for decades while hiding horrific crimes. These men weren't monsters in dark basements 24/7. They had routines, jobs, neighbors, smiles, and friends. The human brain is incredibly good at compartmentalization, or the mental ability to separate different parts of your life or emotions into separate boxes so they don't mix together, especially in individuals with psychopathic traits. Psychopathy is often associated with superficial charm, manipulation, lack of empathy, shallow emotional range, reduced fear response. Some psychopaths function extremely well in society. In fact, studies suggest many high-level executives, surgeons, and professionals score high in psychopathic traits without being violent. So could someone hide violent urges behind a polished, almost perfect exterior? Yes. But Dexter isn't just hiding urges. He's actually acting on those urges by committing calculated, repeated murders for years. That's a different level. Question 3. Could a forensic expert get away with it? This is where realism starts cracking, or as people call it, where shit hits the fan. Dexter works in forensic science. He knows how blood behaves, how investigators think, how crime scenes are processed, what evidence matters. That knowledge would absolutely be an advantage. Criminals with insider knowledge often evade detection longer. But here's the problem. Modern forensics is brutally advanced. We're talking DNA databases that can identify distant relatives, trace fiber analysis, microscopic skin cell transfer, digital metadata, license plate readers, security cameras on nearly every corner, cell tower pings, GPS logs, online purchase tracking. The list goes on. It's almost impossible to exist in modern society without leaving a digital footprint. Even criminals who avoid obvious evidence often get caught years later when technology improves. Take the Golden State Killer, identified decades later through genealogical DNA tracing. No killer operates in a vacuum. The idea that someone could abduct, transport, kill, dismember, clean, and dispose of dozens of bodies over years, that is hard to believe. Not impossible, but statistically, extremely unlikely. Question 4. What's the psychology of the code? If you are still watching, I appreciate you, and you should subscribe for more videos like this. When we get to the question of the code, it's where it starts being more fictional. And it's where we realize that maybe a person that disciplined like Dexter is not possible. Dexter believes he is, but in real-world criminal psychology, violent behavior rarely remains that tidy. The urge to do something bad usually gets stronger over time. The brain gets used to it, making the person take bigger risks and feel more powerful. Because of this, they get stressed out and lose control. While serial killers might start by picking only certain kinds of victims, they soon stop caring about those rules. In the end, the dangerous fantasy matters more to them than staying safe or following any code. It is satisfying to watch Dexter hold back in the series and the books, But in real life, human psychology is much more complicated and messy. Question 5. Could someone decide to kill only criminals? Yes. People taking the law into their own hands has happened forever. But here is the dangerous problem with the show. Dexter is always sure he is right, and he always has proof. In real life, solving crimes is very hard. Evidence can be confusing, and feelings can make people make mistakes. A real person like Dexter could easily kill the wrong person. Also, once someone kills once, it becomes much easier to do it again. The brain actually changes to make violence feel normal. Question 6. Could a high-functioning serial killer exist today? Some experts argue that if a serial killer were operating today, they would have above-average intelligence, avoid predictable patterns, be socially invisible rather than socially isolated, and possibly work in healthcare, law enforcement, or technical fields. But even then, randomness is the enemy. All it takes is a traffic stop, a nosy neighbor, a misplaced glove, a forgotten security camera, a coworker noticing something off. Dexter's world works out perfectly for him too often. Like I said before, real life is messy, unpredictable, and chaotic, and that chaos is usually what gets people caught. Question 7. Could he really feel nothing? Dexter says he feels nothing inside, but actually, true emptiness is rare. People with psychopathic traits do feel emotions, but they feel them differently. They get bored easily, need excitement, get frustrated fast, and think very highly of themselves. Also, pretending to be normal all the time is exhausting. Over many years, it becomes hard to keep up the act. Relationships break and mistakes happen. Even the most careful person gets stressed. Dexter staying calm all the time is just part of the story and not something that happens in real life. As an extra tip for making it this far into the video, I will tell you in detail how much it would cost you if you decided to become like Dexter on a blood spatter analyst's salary. Dexter works as a blood spatter analyst in Miami. In real life, that salary would likely fall somewhere between $60,000 and $90,000 a year. After taxes, maybe $4,500 to $5,000 a month take home. Now look at his lifestyle. Waterfront apartment? That alone could easily run $2,500 to $3,000 a month. He owns a boat, and boats aren't cheap. Docking fees, maintenance, insurance, fuel, that can quietly average hundreds per month. Car payment, insurance, utilities, food, social life. He's probably spending most, if not all, of his paycheck just looking normal. Now add the hidden life. Disposable materials, protective gear, gas for late-night drives, replacement items, anything that can't be traced back. Even without specifics, that's hundreds, maybe thousands per year extra. And you know what makes that even scarier and risky? One unexpected expense, and the whole thing collapses. So as an estimation, if you wanted to be him on a blood spatter analyst's salary, you are looking at spending about $5,500 to $6,500 every month, and that is almost all the money a normal blood analyst makes after taxes. I guess being a vigilante serial killer isn't just hard physically, it is also very hard on your time and your money. If you look at the real cost of things, Dexter doesn't just need self-control or a code, he needs a lot of money to pay for all his supplies and hiding places. So unfortunately for you, I'm in your attic 1, it's not possible to have people like Dexter around, especially not in this economy. Click here to watch another video, and thanks for making it to the end of the video. Subscribe if you enjoyed, and comment down below your thoughts on this question.